Dive into some player props that we like for the upcoming week. We'll start in that Ole Miss Kentucky game with the Rebels and the Wildcats. Austin Simmons right now, passing touchdown prop is at 1.5. The under is plus 125. I think this could be a low-scoring game. We talked about it earlier in the week when the total was 52.5. Now it's down to 50.5. I think this game could be a slog. I think it could be the first to 20. And Simmons, yes, super talented, but first career road start, maybe a little bit of a sleepy spot going against one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the SEC. I think this is a low-scoring, ugly game. I like the plus 125 for Simmons to only score one touchdown. I think Kentucky's going to keep everything in front like they did last year when these teams play. They didn't really let any of those explosive plays that Ole Miss usually has beat them. They made the Rebels work their way down the field. I do think they do the same thing again on Saturday, and if they do, hopefully Ole Miss, if they do find the end zone, run it in instead of throwing it in. So I'll go under 1.5 passing touchdowns for Austin Simmons at plus 125. Let's go with DJ Lagway to have 300 or more passing yards against South Florida on Saturday at plus 180. So we're taking an alt on DJ Lagway's pass yards. Look, USF looked awesome against Boise last Thursday, right? Dominant performance. Especially in that second half, just completely blew away from them. USF wants to go fast, though, and I think that tempo at times could get them into trouble. Keep in mind, too, with Florida, their schedule is the hardest in the country. Their next two opponents after USF are LSU and Miami, and they still have to play Texas and Georgia and Florida State and Tennessee and a whole bunch more really good teams. So how many more games is Florida really going to be able to save DJ Lagway from some hits and make sure he's not taking any of those extra beating? I think this is one of those games. They really focus on Lagway in the pocket, and USF also wants to make Lagway beat them from the pocket. So I think Florida airs it out. I would look at DJ Lagway, 300 or more passing yards at plus 180. Justice Haynes, the running back for Michigan, who was terrific in their season opener against New Mexico, had nearly 160 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns for the Wolverines. His anytime touchdown price is plus 130 against Oklahoma. Now, I think Michigan is going to have a difficult time scoring in that game, but I also think Bryce Underwood's going to have a difficult time through the air. I think the times that Michigan does get it inside the red zone or inside the 10-yard line, they're looking for Haynes. I would expect 20 to 25 carries out of him. So Justice Haynes plus 130 to find the end zone. I think that's a good price in that Oklahoma-Michigan game. What about Arizona quarterback Sam Leavitt? Under 45.5 rushing yards against Mississippi State. In all of the road games that Sam Leavitt played in last year, he did not eclipse 46 yards. He did at home, but in the true road games, never went over 46 yards. Mississippi State last week against Southern Miss gave up 58 rushing yards to the quarterback, which I think is why the total is as high as it is. And again, Leavitt is a guy whose home and road splits, tends to run more at home, doesn't get sacked as much at home. Keep in mind, as always, have to mention this every time we talk about a quarterback rushing prop in college, sacks can count against the quarterback rushing total. So while Leavitt may be running the ball, could go for 60, 70 yards, if he gets sacked 4 or 5 times, he might go under this number. Again, with the cowbells ringing, difficult environment at night, I think Leavitt could get sacked a couple times. I think Mississippi State does a good job keeping him in the pocket. So I'll go Sam Leavitt under 45.5 rushing yards. And then finally, Dante Moore, the quarterback for Oregon. I'll take his over passing yards, over 234.5 against Oklahoma State. Oregon, I think, is going to blow the doors off of Oklahoma State. They are the way more talented team. They should win this game by 30, maybe even 40 points. But again, I think this is a good game for Oregon, Dan Lanning, to really prep Dante Moore and really get him more comfortable and confident before they have the rivalry game against Oregon State upcoming and then the big road trip to Happy Valley to take on Penn State. So this is a game I think Oregon's going to focus on the pass. They get Dante Moore in a rhythm, over 234.5 passing yards for Dante Moore against the Pokes.